Everybody, I wanted to come to you guys tonight with my NXT review. So let's talk about the first match is Jackson Drake versus Sean Legacy for the Men's Evolve Championship. This started off the night tonight for NXT. This was a very fun match between Jackson Drake and Sean Legacy for the Men's Evolve Championship tonight on NXT. This was a men's one-on-one match. I thought this was a fairly decent one-on-one men's match tonight on NXT between Jackson Drake and Sean Legacy tonight on NXT for the Men's Evolve Championship. I thought this was a fairly decent one-on-one men's match tonight on NXT. This was a this was a decent match between Jackson Drake and Sean Legacy tonight on NXT for the Men's Evolve Championship. Fun match. I liked it for what it was. It was a decent one-on-one men's match tonight on NXT, and Jackson Drake ended up picking up the win over Sean Legacy to retain his Evolve Men's Championship tonight on NXT. And then we had a we and then we had we and then we had Zarya Zarya versus Fallon Henley for the Women's Speed Championship. This was probably the best match of the night in my opinion, with Zarya versus Fallon Henley tonight on NXT for the Women's Speed Championship. This was a pretty good match between Fallon Henley and Zarya tonight on NXT for the Women's Speed Championship. And Fallon Henley goes over on Zarya and wins the Women's Speed Championship tonight on NXT. This was probably the best match of the night in my opinion, with Zarya versus Fallon Henley tonight on NXT for the Speed Women's Championship tonight on NXT, and Fallon Henley ends up picking up the win over Zarya and wins the Women's Speed Championship tonight on NXT. And then we had Kendall Gray versus Lainey Reed for the Evolve Women's Championship. This was probably the second best match of the night tonight on NXT. Was with Kendall Gray versus Lainey Reed for the Evolve Women's Championship. This was a one-on-one women's match tonight on NXT between Kendall Gray and Lainey Reed tonight on NXT, and Kendall Gray ended up retaining her Evolve Women's Championship tonight against Lainey Reed tonight on NXT, and probably the second best match tonight on NXT, with Kendall Gray versus Lainey Reed tonight on NXT for the Evolve Women's Championship, and Kendall Gray retains her Evolve Women's Championship tonight on NXT over Lainey Reed. And then we had Lady Lee versus Jordan Grace versus Keilani Jordan. This was a triple threat match tonight for the TNA Knockout Women's Championship. This was a very, very good match between Lady Lee and Jordan Grace and Keilani Jordan for the TNA Knockouts Championship tonight on NXT. This match was very fun. I enjoyed this match with Lady Lee versus Jordan Grace versus Keilani Jordan tonight on NXT for the TNA Knockouts Championship. This was a very, very fun match tonight on NXT. I thought these women had a very, very good match for tonight on NXT for the TNA Knockouts Championship. And Lady Lee ends up picking up the win over Jordan Grace and Keilani Jordan tonight on NXT. And Lady Lee is your new TNA Knockout Women's Champion. She beat Jordan Grace and Kaylani Jordan tonight on NXT for the TNA Women's Knockout Championship tonight on NXT. And then we had the main event, which was Miles Bourne versus Trick Williams. This was a one-on-one men's match in the main event of NXT tonight. This was a very good one-on-one men's match tonight between Trick Williams and Miles Bourne tonight in the main event of NXT. These two had a very good match. I liked it. I thought it was very enjoyable, very fun match tonight on NXT in the main event of NXT between Trick Williams and Miles Bourne tonight in a one-on-one men's match. And Miles Bourne ended up picking up the win over Trick Williams in the main event of NXT tonight in a very good one-on-one men's match tonight on NXT. And as the show is about to go off the air, out comes Dark State. They're about to jump Miles Bourne. Then out comes Joe Hendry. Out comes Leon Slater. Out comes Javon Evans. And they stand side by side with Miles Bourne. And Miles Bourne and Joe Hendry and Javon Evans and Leon Slater ended up facing off against Dark State, and that is how NXT would go off the air. There are a few things I would refer to you guys to go back and watch tonight. Go back and watch the backstage segment with Fatal Influence and Ava. Go back and watch that. That was a really good backstage segment tonight with Fatal Influence and Ava tonight on NXT. Go back and watch that. That was really cool. And then we had a backstage segment with Zarya and Sol Ruca tonight on NXT as well. Go back and watch that. I think you guys will enjoy that as well. Sol Ruca and Zarya had a really awesome backstage segment tonight on NXT. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna give NXT a 7.5 out of 10. I thought NXT was a decent overall show. I enjoyed NXT tonight. I thought NXT was a fun show, very enjoyable. I enjoyed NXT tonight. I thought NXT was overall an enjoyable show, decent show tonight for NXT. So I'm going to give NXT a 7.5 out of 10 for tonight. If you guys like this NXT review, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. That way you guys hit that like button if you guys enjoy this. If you guys are enjoying this enjoying this NXT review, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to all. That way you guys don't miss any uploads or live streams from me. And I just want to say thank you guys for all your love and support on my wrestling reviews. I really, truly appreciate it. I enjoy bringing you guys these wrestling reviews. I hope you guys enjoy watching them. And so guys, tell me what you guys thought about NXT down in the comment section below. And guys, give me your rating for NXT also down in the comment section below for tonight for NXT. So yeah, I'm gonna give NXT a 7.5 overall out of 10. I'm gonna give NXT a 7.5 out of 10 tonight. I thought NXT was overall an enjoyable show tonight. And then we got a backstage segment with Ricky Starks. I really liked the backstage segment with Ricky Starks tonight on NXT. He really had a really great backstage segment tonight on NXT as well. So go check out the backstage segment with Ricky Starks tonight on NXT. Overall, like I said, I'm gonna give NXT a 7.5 out of 10. If you guys enjoyed this NXT review, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. That way you guys don't miss any uploads or live streams from me. And I really appreciate you guys watching this NXT review tonight. And thank you guys for all your continued love and support on my wrestling reviews. I hope you guys are enjoying these wrestling reviews as much as I enjoy bringing these wrestling reviews to you guys. And I will see you guys back here tomorrow for the AEW review. Until then, you guys have a blessed night. Your boy's out. You guys have a blessed, safe night out there. And I'll see you guys back here tomorrow for the AEW review. Until then, you guys have a good one. Your boy's out. Peace.